Well, you left vacant, but everyone wants to know what's next for you.
Look,
Listen to this. Now, I have no faith that Mikey Garcia is ever going to touch 135 pounds again. And I don't have any faith that he's going to fight Lomachenko because of political reasons. You know, even if he says it would happen, I don't believe it. He's in a tough situation right now. He's close. Okay, well, I'm going to let you listen to this. Listen in. Please subscribe.
we still don't have anything lined up for me. I'm still looking at the options. You know, I haven't decided whether I stay at 147 or come down to 140. So I still want to see what's available. I hope that in the near future, you know, I'll find out more about my future. But I do look forward to coming back before the end of the year.
We saw the challenge for Ray Beltran going to 140 and trying to make 135. Any way you make 135 again?
I can't do 135 in my first attempt back. You know, I put on enough weight and muscle being at 47 that I think it would be a difficult thing for me to come down to lightweight. But if I do come down to 40 first, then make that decision to come to 35, that's a possibility. But
okay, I can understand that part. Gradually come back down. But that rarely ever happens. He already went to 147, and he wants more money at 147, being rumored to fight Danny Garcia. But the problem is, where can Danny Garcia versus Mikey Garcia happen in regards to the pay-per-view landscape when we got fights like Wilder Ortiz 2, Spence versus Porter, you know, pay-per-views Pac versus Thurman. So it's a log jam right there with pay-per-views. So it's going to be really interesting to see who he does fight next, and I think Danny Garcia is a good fight for him. And 140 pounds is too much politics. It's tied up with the World Boxing Super Series. Obviously, even though he's at a top-ranked event, because Robert Garcia was he's training Carlos Adames, and also he trains Jose Ramirez, so a lot of people may read into it like, oh, well, he's at a top-ranked event, you know, he's a PVC fighter. Now it happens all the time. You'd be surprised how many fighters from other promotional companies or other networks are at other events, but they don't get shine from the network. So, you know, we got Jose Ramirez who's taking on Maurice Hooker. That's happening in July. You got Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor fighting at the finals of the World Boxing Super Series, and the winner of that is supposed to fight the winner of Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker. And right there, I mean, you know, Mikey dropped his 135-pound IBF title. Remember, he dropped that title, right? No, wait, he dropped, which one did he drop? He dropped the IDF title, right? No, it was a 135-pound title. Hold up, I'm tripping. I'm confusing myself. He was champion. He was only WBC at 135 pounds. He dropped his IBF title at 140. Then he went back. Okay, I remember now. He went back down to fight Robert Easter to defend his WBC title and to win that IBF. Yeah, so it's like, you know, he took that chance with Errol Spence. I mean, you know, he showed great big balls. But where does it really lead? Let's listen into some more. And how do you feel about Danny Garcia versus Mikey Garcia on pay-per-view?
For my immediate future, I won't be able to do 135. Maybe 140 first and then 35.
What's your reaction to your brother Robert Garcia, who's also your trainer, saying there is a possibility of a fight against Vasily Lomachenko?
Yeah, well, like I said, if we come down to 40, I'm available. But right now we're looking at Jose Ramirez fighting Hooker as well. You know, we obviously are with Ramirez. I've heard that Vasily might jump up, you know, maybe getting there. I mean, there's a lot of options going around, a lot of names. You know, I personally would take on anybody that's available besides Ramirez because he's in the team. But I'm sure Ramirez is available to fight anybody as well. You know, and if Loma wants to move up, I mean, then we could do something there too at 140. It's just so much more talent right now building up with all the new champions that are young and hungry, you know, willing to fight anybody, and that's what we want. That's what the fans want to see.
Thank you very much, Mikey. Joe, back to you.
See, he's not going to come on TV and say, you know, nah, you know, the Bob Arum beef, you know, I'm not going to fight him but he'll go on Eli Sek. But, you know, that's boxing, though. I'm not, you know, that's boxing, though. I don't see the Loma fight at 135, at 140. I don't see it because of mainly a political divide. I don't see it. I'll be shocked if it happens. And right now, Loma is on a path to clear out 135 pounds. And the super fight that nobody's really talking about outside of Loma versus Teofimo is Loma versus Devin Haney. Ooh, remember Loma versus Luke Campbell? Haney versus Luke Campbell almost happened for that WBC title, but the WBC did something unprecedented. And they made, already champion mandatory for, it's crazy. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.